Hi, I'm Stupid, and today I'm going to be showing you a battle in Avatar that I did against a FOTS hill camping black banner noob. And the reason I'm showing you this is because this guy, when I absolutely destroyed him, as you do to noobs, he called me a noob, said that I was a bad player, and that the only reason I won was because I had bows. And I'm just like, dude, you have fucking guns and artillery and carbine cav and a fucking gun general. Well, it's a leadership general that happens to have a gun. And you're calling me a noob that only won because I have bows? Right? Does that... Ugh. So, the first thing you'll notice about this map is that there's three dojos. There's the sword dojo, there's the farmhouse, and there's the workshop. Now, I'm only really interested in the farmhouse and the sword dojo because the farmhouse will be good for my cavalry, especially my... Where are they? The mounted gunners. Where are my mounted gunners? Here they are. That'll mean that they'd be able to catch the carbine cav. I keep thinking they're Yariki because he fucking named them Yariki as well. Look at this uber sweat lord. Black banners. He's renamed all his fucking... He's renamed his carbine cav to Yariki. Camping on a hill with fucking Armstrong guns. Spear levy, Shogitai. Man, this is disgusting. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying to bait him into shooting at my sword attendants rather than my Nodachis and Shogun and my Yari samurai, because I'd really prefer it if you shot these guys over them, because these guys are trash. Like, they're just fodder. They cost 200 koku. These guys cost 800 each. And it's good though because he didn't even get to shoot since I blocked his line of sight. But what I'm doing now is I'm trying to screen off his carbine cav with my mounted gunners. And the reason I brought mounted gunners against a FOTS army is because I really... Carbine cav are one of the hardest things to counter in as a conventional avatar. There's not really much you can do against them except try to shoot them with bows and catch them with your own cavalry, right? But if you're fighting a competent player, you can't really do that very effectively. So I like to bring mounted gunners so that I can sort of at least try to so that I have something that can at least engage them. And the way you use mounted gunners to engage a carbine cav is the way you just saw. You try to catch them off guard when they're targeting something else. You bring these guys in from the flank, and then you might be able to get a couple of shots off. I got a couple of shots off, not many, and it didn't turn out to be a great play for me because of the artillery, and they're just sort of slaughtering my mounted gunners. Now, I've played against a lot of FOTS avatars in Avatar Conquest, and it's actually surprisingly rare for them to bring artillery. I've seen people bring artillery a couple of times, and the way you beat artillery is you just spread all your units out in as long a line as you can. So as you can see here, I've got my Daikyu and my bows in essentially one-man thick lines. And the reason for that is because if your units are grouped up like this, you can imagine when the cannonball hits them here, if the cannonball hits them here, 10 guys are going to die. Whereas if these guys get hit by a cannonball, like 3 guys are going to die. Like for instance, they get hit here, maybe 5, 3 guys will die if they get hit there. And it's the same story with the bows and everything. Now, we've got an engagement down here with Shogitai against sword attendants. And this is actually really good for me, because the Shogitai getting any damage from sword attendants is the sword attendants doing their job. They do not need to win. They just need to get some damage off. And it's the same with these Nodachis. These are rank 1. These aren't even rank 1 Nodachis. These are fresh Nodachis. These are not veterans. So if they get any kills off at all, that is a positive. That's their job done. And as you can see, they are actually getting some kills off on these Shogitai that have 23 melee attack. And the other thing it's doing, it's pinning them down for my bows to shoot at. My sword attendants are moving around here as well. He's bringing in more Shogutai down here. Where did those carbine cav go? I saw them moving around. Okay, they've retreated. But yeah. So I don't care if I lose this melee, because all I want from this melee is to shoot these Shogutai to shit. And it's working. These Shogutai are getting the shit shot out of them by my bows, because they have low armor, right? I would have tried to match my Nodachis against his Katana Kachi, but this is good enough. As you can see, one of these Shogutai is already down to 50 men, less 40 men. These Nodachis did their job. I am not upset with how they performed, especially considering that they were fresh units. And I tried to bring my cavalry in down here, but he had spear levy behind. He was expecting this, and I managed to get out of there without losing too many cavalry. And again, my bows are still getting shots off. And if he had have, even if he doesn't, but if he had have tried to push in and take over this position, I would have still had this cav flank here. So some people might be thinking, oh, he could have pushed in and just done all this overwhelming momentum. I have units up here. I would have surrounded him. That wouldn't have been good for him. Now he's basically forced me to commit to this fight here because he's shooting at these guys. I could have probably brought them back around the hill, but these red bears all clumped together like that on level ground. It was way too juicy for me to pass up. I'm bringing my cavalry in. They're going to get a bunch of kills on these Shogutai. These matchlock Kachi are shooting, but again, they're firing at bulletproofs, so they're not getting the most amount of kills that they can get. And I think I've realized this recently, but I don't think bulletproofs actually get their armor resistance against Fall of the Samurai guns. I think it's only against vanilla, so I don't think I'll ever bring bulletproofs against Fox armies again. And my general, despite being a leadership general, he has a bow as well, so I'm using him to just try to get some shots off on weak targets. What are my bows doing? I think, yeah, they're firing. What are they shooting at? They are shooting at these Katana Kachi, these Shogutai. Because again, even though these red bears are extremely dangerous, I'm not worried about them very much, because it's these Shogutai that are really where all his damage will be coming from. Even though these guys have good shots off, he's not using them super effectively. They're not very long lines. These guys back here can't fire their guns at all. Oh, there, he did use standard fire. I didn't notice that in the actual battle. But as you can see, I think I actually sort of won this fight here. Even though I lost all my units, they were trash units. The only thing that was worth anything was the what's it called? The bulletproof samurai. And where's my? Oh, I think my mounted gunners routed before they got shot by red bears and carbine cav. But they did get a few shots onto the carbine cav, as you can see by that. And what these Yari samurai did, even though they took a few shots off from the guns, they got this guy to commit his forces to running them down, and my bow sort of slaughtered a ton of them. These Katana Kachi are taking lots of losses. These Spear Levy taking losses, and these are his last Shogutai. I think at least. Let me look. He's got Spear Levy, Matchlocks, Red Bears. Yeah, those are his last Shogutai over there, and they're really low. They're basically out of the fight. They're not going to be able to do much. And I think, yeah, my mounted gunners are gone, and I've got my fire cavalry with Banzai still. My fire cavalry got shot by his red bears, but they're still going to, because I didn't use their Banzai, because I expected something like that to happen. So they still have their Banzai, and that's going to come in really handy later on. And I've put them in the tree so that he can't target them with his artillery. I want him to target these guys with his artillery, because these are the these guys, he'll get the least kills on them. And I noticed, I think around this point, that I'm not choosing the best targets for these bows. It would be better if the bow monks were shooting at the shogutai and the daikyus were shooting at the katanas. But because the daikyus have higher armor piercing, and that's what I'm about to do. As you can see, I swapped targets, and now my bow monks are shooting at these guys. And now those guys have routed, I'm going to start shooting at these guys. And same with these daikyus, they're going to shoot these katana kachin, because these are his last potent melee units left. And then I will have the complete advantage with these shield bearers, the lone swords. And now I have the sword dojo as well. So that sort of negates his heal bonus as well. And again, remember, he's played extremely passively. I don't think he's going to charge in. And he can't, because all his charging units have been killed. So he won't get any charge bonuses from going down the hill. All he'll get is the charge resistance and the melee bonuses. But because of the sword dojo and these lone swords, that +2 melee attack sort of negates the hill. Now he's taking a lot of damage on the red bears. I think my guys are about to run out of ammunition. They've still got a lot of volleys left. You'll notice these red bears have taken a lot of losses already. Oh, look at this. I do not remember him doing this in the game. But I think if I don't remember this. I thought he stayed on the hill the whole time. Oh no, he's coming down. He wants to I remember this actually. Yeah, he came down to shoot at my bows. And so I took that opportunity to run in. Yeah, so he came off the hill. He got impatient. And so I brought out my cavalry. My fire cav are going to charge directly into his general's bodyguard with Banzai, and they're going to pull right through the spear levy. Where are they? I thought there was some spear levy around here. There it is. They're going to pull right through that spear levy and just continually target his general. Oh, I guess not. I guess I'm doing the smart thing and going around. And these Yari cavalry are killing his carbine. There you go. Now I'm pulling through with my fire cav and killing everything. He's dismounted his bodyguard, put them into stand and fight. My fire cav have gone through. They're fighting the Yariki, the carbine cav. These spear levy are fighting Yari samurai. That's not going to be a hard fight to win. And look at this. His whole army just routed instantly. His fucking Armstrong guns only got 131 kills. They were shooting that whole game. He re-limbered them. Look at that. Oh, that's probably because they shattered, actually. I don't know if they ran out of ammunition or something, but yeah, there, look at that. And at this point, he fucking called me a noob. And he was the one sitting on the hill with Armstrong guns, 0 APM, occasionally moving his units down to take bad fights, by the way. Every engagement he took was bad for him. Every single one. And, I've got fucking 200 APM. I'm overrunning him, taking all the good engagements. And then he has the fucking guts to call me a noob. And he says that I'm cheesing by using bows. And he's on this fucking hill with 300 range Armstrong guns. And I'm the cheeser for using bows. Very cool. This is the state of Shogun 2 Avatar Conquest. I fucking hate this game mode. Goodbye.